The Catholic Morning Show on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Look, folks, when you life throws many curveballs at you to keep it baseball in summer, and sometimes those curveballs happen in the middle of the night or during the day, but you don't find out till the next day. How about that? But when it comes to overcoming and surmounting difficulties, our faith is the sort of grace that's given to us in order to not only see this as a difficulty, but an opportunity to bring hope into the situation. Today in studio with us, we have three people who, whether they like it or not, that's their job in the upcoming months. We have Father P.J. McManus, Megan Schultz, Tyler Dillon. They are respectively the pastor of St. Catherine of Siena, the director of youth and accompaniment, and then the focus team director at Drake. Father PJ, Megan, and Tyler, thank you for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Thanks for having us, Bo.
So, Father, if you don't mind starting out, what is the newest fun thing that you guys are all getting to deal with down at St. Catherine of Siena?
So, St. Catherine of Siena, for our listeners that aren't aware, is the dedicated ministry, the personal parish that's assigned for university students, especially attached to Drake. And so, our regular location is on the south side of University, straight across from Drake's main campus, and we have had a real vital presence there for many, many decades. On July 17th, we had a little bit of a mishap in the building, and a sprinkler system. The sprinkler system was activated erroneously and deluged. That is the technical term. The inside of the church. And so we've suffered extensive damage, but we are seeing this as a real opportunity to look at the space that we have and reconfigure it to best serve our students and to re-engage or maybe engage anew evangelization efforts, not in our building, but on campus and throughout the city.
Well, Megan, when you think about summer planning, I mean, nothing is ever calm, but when it comes to a ministry so tied with the school year, sometimes summer is supposed to take a break, maybe make some plans. What was it like to wake up the next day and find out that your plans were flooded?
Yeah, plans and supplies kind of went out the window and into the dumpster with everything that was flooded. And it's been challenging to contemplate what our ministry will look like when we don't have really the church home for our students. But just yesterday we had daily mass on campus, and it was a joy to see all of these football players walking along the sidewalk, and they're ogling up at us as they're watching us have mass in one of the academic buildings. And some students were waving, some were staring. And I think it's just going to be a really exciting time to not ask our students to come across the street to us, but to really bring our Catholic life to them.
Absolutely. Now, Tyler, as a focus missionary, that's something that the training is all about, bringing the Catholic faith to people. So what is it like to throw this sort of element into what Focus does at a campus like Drake in reaction to a sort of change of plans, as it were?
Yeah, exactly. I think in some ways, your hope is that you bring students on campus to the student center to be able to find community, and instead we won't have that ability to. And so in a lot of ways, our work doesn't stop in getting to go onto campus. In some ways, we're going to have even more availability to encounter students on campus because we're going to be spending so much time on campus again. So inviting students to really take their mission seriously in wanting to do outreach to their peers, to be able to meet their classmates, to give a public display of faith in the way in which we're able to now say Mass on campus, the way in which we're able to pray on campus. And then Bible studies don't stop. They're able to meet on campus. They're able to meet in our homes. Our missionaries will be opening up our homes, probably even more to be able to throw in pop-up coffee shops, or we're going to be having study centers or more game nights and different things that we're able to do in small groups. So it's just going to look very different, but it doesn't mean that it stops.
Now, if you've been to college or you have a child or maybe someone that you know that goes, if there's one word that you throw out is maybe positively you say college kids are flexible. Maybe in your worst moments you say they need to be more organized. But let's go with flexible, right? So, Father PJ, when it comes to the uniqueness of the group that you all are ministering to, and the sort of way in which this ends up possibly being an opportunity rather than just a difficulty, what is, sitting here in August, what does that look like to you as the pastor and the new pastor at a new parish?
Right. So, my appointment to St. Catherine, longtime listeners will know that for the last several years I've been at Christ the King and have had a presence here on the station. But my appointment to St. Catherine is really part of a dual job that the bishop has given me. I'm both the pastor of St. Catherine at Siena and the vicar for mission and evangelization, which is not a role that we've had in the diocese before. But my whole job at St. Catherine and not at St. Catherine, is to be constantly asking the question in church, who's not here? And how can we get them? And are the things that we're doing simply serving ourselves, like so that we feel good about the way things are now, or do we have an eye to the people that aren't here yet? The church, as Paul VI says famously, is the only institution that exists for the people that haven't joined it yet. So this really is. I mean, I never would have planned a flood, despite jokes from the insurance people. But I am absolutely convinced that God wants us to be out rather than in. We need to look inward, but we need to be outward in order to draw more people to Christ. That's what we try and do here at the station, and that's certainly what we aim to do at St. Catherine of Siena.
Now, Megan, you have been involved in, obviously, with St. Catherine's, with Drake, but also just young adults in general. I had the chance to speak at your guys' function this summer. It is a thriving group of folks. So when it comes to changes, I don't know if you guys had a chance to hear, we were talking about a study that talks about loneliness in young adults and what are the ways that we approach these things. What do you see as the essential part of young adult ministry that allows this, again, to be not just a difficulty but an opportunity?
Yeah, I think when we're talking about young people, we've seen a current trend of talking about the third place. And for a long time in our society, we would have this third place to go to. And for now a while, we've had young people walk away from the church and they've lacked that third place, right? You might have your school, your home, and for a while that was our Christian community. And now we're seeing the inverse where our young people are, yes, feeling this loneliness, but now they're acknowledging that, no, I need more. And we've seen more and more young people flock to the church recently. It's just been an abundance of blessings. And I think we can often doubt what young people are bringing to the church, but we've seen a significant growth in everything that we've been doing the last 4 years. And I'm excited to be on campus more and to see what our young people bring. Absolutely wonderful. Tyler, now Focus, of course, now has been, it's almost foundational. I'm old enough to remember, like, who are these Focus lads, right? This upstart group. But now Focus, of course, Focus teams are almost expected at most universities where there's a Catholic presence. So with that idea, like Focus and the going out, how are you hoping that, first of all, tell us, how long have you been a Focus missionary? And then is this your first time at Drake? Does that add to the mix?
Yeah, I've been a missionary now for 5 years, and this will be my second year as team director at Drake.
Wonderful.
So a little bit of experience.
So you saw Drake ministry before the flood.
Yes.
You guys get to do...
He's antediluvian.
Yeah, BF and A. Yeah, anti-diluvian. Sorry, so to get... That was too good of a dorky joke. Sorry, I got distracted. So Tyler, looking forward to this year, what are some of the things you hope to carry from before the flood into the new situation?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I found to be, when I first came last year, such a joy to witness is our students' desire to be at Mass, to be at adoration, and it's not going to look the same for them in any matter. And so it may make them a little uncomfortable. But I think, when you build something, when you create an event, when you want to build community, people will come, but we just have to be willing to persevere through that. It may not look the way that we want it all the time. Mm-hmm. And in spite of that, I think, our students will rally behind that because, as Megan was saying, there is a desire for community. There is a desire to be known. And I think a lot of times, especially on college campuses, students can have the thought that they're known and seen because they're around students all the time, in classes, at the bars, on campus at different events. But in a lot of ways, I found that those friendships can be so surface level that they don't even experience what true friendship is like and what a fulfilling friendship actually looks like until they encounter someone who actually loves them well for the first time.
Absolutely. To interject, sorry to bring in Bo biography into this. I've been campus minister twice where the student center was under construction or deeply altered, where for whatever reasons the sort of normal programming had to change. And both times that was the most significant, most dialed in, most participation each time that I ever got from college students. So I don't want to make predictions, but I feel that as much as this can seem like a difficulty, I think I see blessings and surprises for all of you. Megan, before we let you go, and then I was going to ask Father one more thing too, but so, okay, people are intrigued, and maybe they're college students and they're hearing this. So where should they start to look for you guys in this upcoming year?
Yeah, I mean, you can always find us online. Father and I had a media day just yesterday where we got to record some really stupid Instagram reels. So our outreach is not just on campus, it's on social media too, which is just an odd part of ministry, I think, in this current era that we're living in. But yeah, I would suggest any student going to a college across the board, look them up online before you get to campus, see what you can find, and then don't be afraid to ask, right? There are so many people that are willing to sit by you at Mass and guide you to where you need to be, and we'd love to help.
Is there any programming out of the gate that you want to get a chance to let people hear about?
Yes, yeah. We always start the year with a really awesome parking lot party. The Altoona Knights have been good friends of ours for a while, and we have a grill out with them every year, and we load the parking lot with yard games and all sorts of stuff. And this year we'll have the really exciting opportunity of inviting the students to bring a blanket, and we will have Mass outside of the church. So a new era.
What day is that again?
That will be Sunday the 23rd.
Perfect. Well, Father PJ, before we let you all go, any last sort of statements to about speaking to the difficulties, but looking forward in hope to this new year?
I mean, God saved us through a flood once. We're saved by water, so there's no reason at all that this shouldn't be an opportunity for rebirth at Drake and beyond.
Absolutely wonderful. So now whoever can answer this one, please feel free to. Where online can they go find out more, register, do whatever they need to get the year started?
Look us up on DU Bulldog Catholic on Instagram.
Absolutely wonderful. Father PJ McManus, Megan Schultz, Tyler Dillon, again, pastor at St. Catherine, director of youth accompaniment, and then focus team director at Drake. All of you, thanks for coming on the Catholic Morning Show.
Thanks,
Thank
Bo.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Listen to the Catholic Morning Show weekdays at 7 a.m. Central on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, iowacatholicradio.com, or the Iowa Catholic Radio app.
What legacy would you like to leave? As part of the Legacy Society, your gift supports the future of the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. By participating in the planned giving process, you can be assured that when you leave this earth, your charitable gift will continue to support this apostolate and its mission of connecting people to Christ. If you're interested in including Iowa Catholic Radio as part of your charitable gift planning, call me, Belle Marasco, at 515-223-1150. Thank you for your prayerful support.